Welcome to Micro Metal Mondays. This week on Micro Metal Mondays, we are talking about Black Sabbath's Master of Reality. This is Black Sabbath's third studio album, released on the 21st of July 1971. It was released by Vertigo Records. Now, I want to discuss firstly the concept of, did Black Sabbath invent the genre of heavy metal? And I believe they did. There's a lot of people who point to the likes of Helter Skelter by the Beatles as a birth for heavy metal. Or a lot of Led Zeppelin tunes or other bands that came before. Now, there was a lot of bands that came before Black Sabbath who used heavily distorted, overdriven guitars on a lot of their albums. However, there was no band like Black Sabbath where they had a whole album consisting of wall-to-wall heavy driven guitars like they did. And this album is a perfect example of it. Tony Iommi, the guitarist for Black Sabbath, Tony Iommi's guitars on this are massive. You can feel them nearly punching your head. That's how big they are. I absolutely love the guitar tone. It blows me away every time I hear it. Fun fact about Tony Iommi: before he got the gig in Black Sabbath, he was working in a sheet metal factory. And the day before he was meant to quit, he lost the tips of his fingers of his left hand, of his ring and middle finger in one of the sheet metal machines. Chopped the two of them off, and he used stubs, nearly like prosthetic fingertips, and that allowed him to play bends on the guitar like no one else, because he had no feeling in his fingers, which obviously takes a lot of finger strength to do that, and a lot of calluses on your fingers to build up to it. But he has no need for it because he doesn't have any fingertips. The band consisted of Ozzy Osbourne in all his glory on lead vocals. Ozzy's vocals on every record, I feel, are absolutely outstanding, and I still to this day find it unbelievably surprising how incoherent and hard to understand Mr. Osbourne is when he is talking, but yet when he sings like an angel, and he's so clearly understood. On bass, we have Geezer Butler, and on drums and percussion, we have Bill Ward. The album peaked at number 5 on the UK album charts and number 8 on the US Billboard Top 200, and the album was certified double platinum, which means it sold 2 million copies, which at the time was a great feat for such a new genre to sell so many albums. There's no better example on this album than Children of the Grave. Ozzy's great soaring vocals, Tony Iommi's huge monstrous guitars, Bill Ward's pounding drums, and Geezer Butler's driving bass line. It all comes together perfectly on this song, and I believe it's the best song of the album and one of Black Sabbath's best songs in their discography. I believe that this may be the first great metal album to be ever produced. I highly recommend you listen to this album. And definitely, if you don't want to listen to the full album, please give Children of the Grave a listen. Thank you very much for listening.